Good morning, Wyandotte. We are here together and already, believe it or not, providing or coming up with some technical difficulties. It seems like some of our staff are not able to join because of 100 maximum. So this will be recorded. If some of you don't see some of your staff or your colleagues here and you want to send them a quick text to say they can't, we know that they can't get in, and we will be sending this recording as soon as it's over with, then please do that for help us out. All right, so one of the things I can guarantee you is I am no expert on any of this Zoom work, and so there'll probably be lots and lots of glitches as I go through this today. But despite that, we're going to continue on and give this a try. We're on a tight time schedule, so we're going to be working it through and seeing what we can come up with and share. Well, let's see if I can get the first slide up here that I do want to share with you. And that is our goals for today. We're going to be very specific that our goals is to make sure we are checking in as a staff. We can begin to organize expected logistics for continuous learning, that we're going to gather in academy teams, come together in our PLCs, and then that we are going to identify some supports that you may need. So as we are getting ready to kick off this work today, I'm going to turn it over to Dane and Katie as soon as I can figure out how to unmute them. And they are going to give us some details of what's next in our work. So Dane, you are unmuted. And Katie, you might be close. There you go.
Cool. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to the new year. Welcome to whatever it is you need to think about this as being. We have just very, very simple sort of things as I'm getting lots of texts. I can't get in. I want to start with exactly the same way that the district started, is keeping in mind for this PLC work and then the academy work as well that less is more. So keep that in mind. I think it's really easy to remember, but maybe really hard to actually practice. And we want to just guiding this actual work that starts next week with that as kind of our mantra. Some of us have been in a lot of conversations and some of us have been in a lot fewer conversations. So we want to make sure we're really clear right away that the expectations. So less is more, and we are really talking about asynchronous learning here. There aren't expectations that you are holding class every day. So if that's the first time you've heard that, hopefully you can wrap your mind around that and slow it down a little bit. We want everybody to really feel like they're starting simply with their classes, connecting with students, using your PLC as a support structure this week. That the support kind of the task of PLC is kind of switched a little bit to primarily being supporting you in shifting from being a classroom teacher to being an online classroom teacher. So those are kind of our big things, is we are not, there is no expectation that you're holding class from 8 o'clock to 8:30 every day or even a couple times a week. You are offering learning for students to engage in, and you're offering feedback to help students along with that learning. And you're keeping them connected to this, as much as possible to this this world of school. And then I'm gonna turn over logistics to Katie. But remember, we want you to remember today, really PLC is primarily going to be to support you in this. You're not in this alone. We'll start slow and we'll learn a whole bunch, and our PLC will be integral in terms of speeding up that process. Hopefully Katie's not still muted.
All right, so when we break out into PLCs here in a little bit, we're going to just today do a few things. We're going to really kind of take 10 minutes, and it is a 10-minute limit, to talk briefly with each other about when will our PLC meet, what are office hours, what do we know or confused about the continuous learning plan, kind of clarify some questions we still have, and is there anything that we specifically need help with. So those are kind of the four topics you'll talk about in PLC for 10 minutes, and that'll be it for today. So we may have to connect with some PLC members that can't get in because of this 100-person limit.
Okay, so thank
Back
you.
to you, Mary.
Thanks, Dane and Katie. So here's our schedule for the day. We're going to start with our first breakout, and that's just to get us out and about and also to get us transitioning into a breakout. Then we'll have a short passing period. The passing period is set up so that I can realign the groups and get you into your breakout sessions. During that passing period, we'll transition to academy teams. You shouldn't have to do anything. It should move you right away into your academy teams. There might be a message for you to link in. And then there's another passing period after 10 minutes. As Katie mentioned, we're on a tight time schedule. So in each of your sessions, I'd encourage you to keep a timer, a timekeeper, so that you are on point as you're moving forward. After your academy breakout, then you'll transition to your PLCs and have a 10-minute breakout with your PLC. We'll come back together as a whole group for closure, give a chance for a process for immediate questions, and let you know how everybody will have feedback as we're moving forward. All right, so Dane, you're going to be my check and give me a thumbs up if that's all come through. And we are about ready to break out into our first session. In our first breakout room, you will have 5 minutes once everybody gets placed. This is going to be a random generated grouping. So that means that you may not know the people that you are in the group with. There will be 25 different groups since we know we have only 100 people, and everybody will get a place in there. After you've introduced yourself, please respond to the following prompt. Ask you to identify a positive impact that the stay-at-home order and school building closure has had on you. For example, I know that I've had 2 full weeks that I haven't woke up at 3:30 in the morning and I've caught up on some sleep, even if it's those few extra hours in the morning. This is a difficult time for all of us, and I'm not trying to make light of it, but we have to look for positive nuggets wherever we can as we move forward, and we will move forward together. So at this time, I'm going to pause my sharing, and I am going to move us into our breakout groups. Wish me all sorts of luck. I think I'm muted, but I think everybody else is at this point. And I think all 100 made it back, but I guarantee not all 100 made it to the PLCs. People started popping in and out and about and all around. So with all that being said, let's punt and figure out next step. So I'm going to share this agenda or the PowerPoint again with you. Our goals for today were to check in on the staff and know some of the expected logistics. Well, I think we all got to our academy teams, but I know we didn't all get to our PLCs. And that's important because this work moving forward is critical for our PLCs. I am going to be sending out later this morning a survey that was planning on being sent out anyway. And in that, it's asking you for a lot of information. For example, when your office hours are, when your PLC meetings are, what your Zoom link to your PLC is. And I guarantee having a Zoom with a dozen people or less is a lot easier than 100. And all the breakout room fun isn't always so much fun. But as we move forward, we have to figure out how to use it. Part of the reason I decided to take a risk and give this all a try today is because I wanted to demonstrate all the challenges that are ahead of us. The word complexity and complicated are both a part of our work right now. I had a young lady who reached out to me this weekend who told me that she wanted to fill out the survey for the College Center, but she didn't have internet and her phone couldn't download the survey. And so she wonders, does she have any opportunity now to get ready for college? So there are a lot of students who maybe might be on that other side, just like some of the over 100 staff members who didn't get in today once that 100 limit hit. And so we have to be flexible. Do not plan large, gigantic units where the kids are intensely working all the time, because the goal is if we can just stay connected with them, we're doing the right thing. And if I didn't demonstrate that this morning, I don't know what would better demonstrate it. So, immediate questions right now. There is a tiny URL right there at the top of the screen. I hope you can see it, but if not, I'm going to read it. Because that's another thing that we've learned this morning is a lot of people don't have video connection. They have audio, but not video. Some have video and not audio. I say that wrong. Yeah. So as we move forward, immediate questions, and this is just the ones that have to be answered today or tomorrow, are can be done at this link, https://tinyurl.com/capital W lowercase y 330. That's tinyurl.com/W capital W lowercase y 330. Now, this is the time that we said as we restructure our PLCs, it's got to be making sure everybody's ready for Monday. We got to make sure everybody has all the information. We have to over communicate and over communicate. You're going to see this. So if you know there was somebody not here, please get this tiny URL out to them today. We will be working the rest of today and tomorrow to provide responses to everybody who has a question that is immediate that has to be taken care of. And then all staff have a logistics form that's due by the end of the day on Wednesday. For those of you who did get in your PLCs, you know some of the things that are on it. You need to know your office hours, your PLC time, your Google Classroom codes. You have to be able to share all of that information with us. You have to have the Zoom meeting link for both your Academy and your PLC. But as you're going through that, if you have any questions, please reach out for help as far as that goes. Again, our work today is just to get the logistics started and get us moving forward. For those of you who did not get in your PLC, we will send out the list of who are the members of each of the PLCs so you can connect. Katie and Dane's in total responsibility is to make sure you're ready for Monday. And so they may not be doing the staff development or teaching you how to use Google Classroom, but they will refer you to another staff member who can and will. Because again, together we're going to figure out how to make this happen and have a lot of grace, a lot of flexibility, and a lot of patience, whether the technology is working or not. And with us who are educated, understand that this is minor compared to what it's going to be when we roll out to 1,600 students. And so flexibility, constant communication has to be what we work forward to. Well, that winds us up today. We almost hit all of our goals. We will continue to be communicating. Please remember, you are to be available from 8 to 4 every single day, and that check your emails because they will be coming out. Fortunately, we have the great Academy structure at Wyandotte, and people are constantly on group chats and sending out information and checking on people. We will continue to do that for the next 6 to 7 weeks as we conclude this continuous learning piece. Thanks to everybody. You have a great day, and remember a positive that's going on in your life today.